Well now, everybody's been saying it's like I'm going into a Thomas Tuber phase. And all I could say is, you know what? It's not a phase, Mom. This is just the content that I enjoy making. Because I really do. And the feedback from you overall fans and different viewers and new viewers to my channel has been really, really awesome. So I'm going to continue making Thomas content, and that might be the whole of this channel. I have no idea, but we'll see where this year takes us. But for now, I just want to thank you guys for all the positive feedback, the love and support that you guys have been showing. And you guys have been keeping it civil in the comment section. I applaud you for that. Because usually YouTube comment sections for me, oh God, it's like taking one step into a shit-filled grave, and that's it. But other than that, I just want to thank you guys for all the positive feedback and support I've felt over the past 10 days, and it is just absolutely awesome. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. When it comes to anthropomorphic vehicles existing in children's media, or even just media in general, there's always this fan fascination with what these characters would look like if they were people. And honestly, I've always looked at this like it was conceptual art, or just out of pure childlike curiosity. Like, really, you're searching this out of curiosity. But I had no idea when searching for this that there was a full-on sub-fandom for this, for Thomas the Tank Engine. In all honesty, when people search this, it's out of pure curiosity and wonder. Definitely a question you question yourself in your mind at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh boy, 3 a.m.
And I definitely felt that searching this some 15 years ago. And from what I've seen, for the most part, Humanization in Thomas has always been drawn in a pop art style. There's some nightmare-inducing images, but it's played up for shock humor, and it's extremely evident in it, and I chuckle at that. But there's a weirder aspect to this, and it comes from the anime drawings of it. Not that there's anything wrong with the drawings themselves or the style. Nah, it's the people. It's always the people. And as I've heard from some viewers in my comment sections who are involved with it, the people are fucking disgusting and weird.
Stop it. Get some help.
There is some creepy adults in this sub-fandom of Thomas. One viewer even reached out to me with a pretty disturbing encounter he had with a 30-year-old Thomas fan, and the viewer was 15 at the time. From what I've been reading in the comment sections of some of the really good pieces of artwork, there's always some select few creeps hanging out in there, and they just don't belong. From an outsider's perspective, again, like mine, this is a very strange but fascinating subject. I've found some of the worst of it that really shouldn't belong in this fandom whatsoever, while at the same time, I'm finding the good in it. If you look at your screen right now, these are comments that I have screenshotted from multiple people that have either been deleted or have been completely blocked off of DeviantArt, Tumblr, and various other forums where Thomas fans like to roam around. This is some seriously disturbing shit that is going on in the sub-fandom, with no restrictions either, so any kids fascinated with this can find all the nasty stuff as well. And worst of all, these adults are absolutely fucking creepy. They start talking to underage fans about the birds and the bees in Human Thomas, and start interacting with young fans. And these are the young fans that humanize Thomas in Microsoft Paint or something like that. They're very simple drawings and they're done pretty well, and you get creepy comments like this all the time. I want to talk about a user that reached out to me in my best and worst of the Thomas fandom video from 2 weeks ago. His channel name is WhatTheFuckJames05, and he goes on to explain that there was this one Thomas fan who followed him on Instagram back in 2021. This specific Thomas fan was in his 30s, and James here was 15 at the time, and he talked about Thomas stuff. James is also from the humanized side of the Thomas fandom, and one of the things that this weird 30-year-old fan requested was, what if James walked in on Emily naked in the bathroom? I think everybody has been there as a dumb kid, and we feel stupid for even interacting with people like this, but he goes on to explain that I gave short answers just to get through the gross conversation because I did not want to upset him with the fact that I felt very uncomfortable with what he was saying. This creepy adult then asked James to draw Rosie and Thomas sitting on the toilet playing Nintendo Switches, and I think in all honesty, nobody would want to fucking draw that. It got worse when he went into detail about how Rosie's underwear should look. It's very pressuring about wanting me to draw this, and I blocked him for good. I still to this day warn people who draw his harmless requests to watch out, as he would try and make them draw his disgusting fantasies sooner or later. Honestly, good on you, James, for passing on the warning to other people who might interact with this person, because all these people need to be reported. They need to get completely shut down and blocked. And I think the Humanization fandom could do a better job filtering out this nonsense, because when you have a huge mix of, first of all, Thomas fans who are 25 and up, and then right now, I think it's more dominated by ages 5 to 15 years old. We as adult Thomas fans could do a little better trying to stop this bullshit from ever surfacing within these forums. Like, this shit has got to stop. Instead of just turning a blind eye to it and just accepting, oh yeah, people have their fucking fantasies, blah, 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 blah. No, we could do a little better job blocking these fucking people. We're trying to keep this community safe. I think we want to make this community for everybody and not, have the filth come over and just shit all over it. We do not want any of that. I wanted to end this video off by addressing some comments that were made on the best and worst of the Thomas fandom video I made 2 weeks ago. None of them are really negative, other than just some few nuances that I left out of the video for good reasons, and other than that, small comments here and there that I just want to respond to. So, on a side note, let's just step away. Someone from the fandom or in my comment section told me that Toon Critic Y2K is still at large and still up to no good. In fact, he's taken it a step further by harassing his victims that exposed him years ago. I've called him pathetic, and I've called him sad, but now just looks downright desperate to revitalize his career in content creation. Now he's making worse decisions. He's no different than Mini-Lad at this point, and it's honestly sad that he has this lack of taking responsibility. It almost seems like his career as a Thomas fan and a brony led up to this moment where he has this high horse that I'm invincible to persecution and any negative perspective on this. What really blew my mind when I highlighted what Toon Critic did is his self-awareness. He was really well aware of the fact that he was doing something really disgusting and clearly wrong and illegal. But I guess his little head started to do the thinking for the big head, and the big head in this situation is only an afterthought when he gets his 6 desires. As for guys like Z Mark Anthony, some people have commented that they have interacted with him in person and online, and while his content was tame and just overall, good vibes, from what some viewers have been conversing about, his personality before the inexcusable crime that was committed was that of a pompous and self-centered asshole. So now it's really fair for me to say good riddance. There's a few people that I left out of the worst of the fandom section of the video for, I guess you could say either time reasons or, just reasons in general. I really can't narrow it down. People were like, why didn't you talk about Turtles and Thomas? Turtles and Thomas, from what I've seen on the internet, is just an overall guy with some abrasive opinions on things. The same thing with a guy like BingoTheCat, who were also being commented on my video, why didn't you talk about him? And I was like, look, BingoTheCat brought politics into the Thomas fandom for some unknown apparent reason. Honestly, and this goes for both sides because I am not playing favorites here, people that bring politics into a fandom like this should generally just be ignored and not be given any attention whatsoever. And again, not playing favorites here, right wing, left wing, I don't give a fuck. I just wanted to talk about how much nostalgia we have for a little blue tank engine from the UK that I watched when I was younger, and not indoctrinating or inserting my political agenda into it. If you want to bring all that into this, you could leave. Don't let the door hit you in the ass. Just don't bring politics into it. It doesn't make fucking sense. And finally, we come down to probably one of the most damning of comments in my best and worst of the fandom video. Some people have been telling me to stop bashing All Engines Go and the people that enjoy it in my best and worst Thomas video. Here's the thing about this kind of comment. I never talked bad about it. And I never bashed anyone either that liked it. So I have no idea where the hell this came from, but I think I kind of got where it possibly came from, and that's when I was eulogizing Britt Allcroft in the beginning. So the people who commented this barely watched the video and jumped to their own conclusions and decided to spread misinformation without catching themselves. I spent maybe 30 to 40 seconds briefly mentioning All Engines Go while eulogizing Britt Allcroft, and that was it. You want to know what I said? This is what I said. Before being reworked into a preschool-esque 2D animated cartoon, which in all honesty I'm not too wild about. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's a lot of good in it. It's just a very strange transition from the realistic world building of both the model and CGI series, where it had this aura to it that it could possibly be real to our young minds. Wow, it was even less than 30 seconds, it was only 26. But that's all I said. It's amazing how people will quickly jump to throwing false accusations against someone because they have a different opinion. And my opinion was not really that strong-willed and hate against All Engines Go. I just simply stated it was not my cup of tea. Y'all need to, fucking stop falling on deaf ears. As per usual, all the artists that I have highlighted in this video will be in the description, as well as the people whose content on YouTube has been featured will be in the description as well. Thank you guys for watching this. I wanted to tap into, first of all, a very interesting sub-fandom of Thomas, and also just addressing some things that I've been meaning to get off my shoulders every now and then. And but yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this, maybe learned some things, and maybe take into account that not everything is what you believe it, and not every place is a safe space. And I also have stated this before, that not every fandom is squeaky clean, but we could put efforts together as a group to try to stop any of this bullshit from gaining surface level attention, and we do not want that kind of crap in this fandom. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.